Man, it's the end of an era. First Nebula, then Phantom, and now the godfather of all bots, your dev's favorite bot, my favorite bot, one of the first bots I've ever purchased, Dashe, has officially closed down. Honestly, that's the first time I'm saying it out loud, and it feels a bit weird thinking about it. We're not gonna be seeing any more Dashe live cops, any more Dashe tutorials, any more updates, no innovation. We never even got to see Dashe 4.0 come out. Now, before we dive into the video, I just want to thank everybody from the Dashe team for all the years and hard work that you put and all the innovation that you gave to the game. From everybody from Hunter to Avo to Peter. If you guys remember Peter way back in the day, who helped Hunter create Dashe, and a ton of other bots in the community, we really appreciate you guys. In this video, we're basically just gonna be looking at the events leading up to Dashe closing down, kind of remembering all the things that Dashe has gave to us and how it helped us progress into the bot game. I've been a long time supporter of Dashe. I think I bought my first key back in 2018. I remember when they first dropped 2.0. This UI right here was literally the king of all UIs. This started a huge chain reaction of bots trying to get UIs that are actually going to give the users better experiences. If we look at some of the UIs that before this 2.0 update, you could see how unappealing these interfaces are. It's very hard to maneuver, very hard to create tasks, and they weren't beginner friendly. You really had to spend a lot of time figuring out what you were doing. Now, if we look at some of the UIs right now, we have the beautiful Prism UI, we have the Valor UI, even Cyber's UI after 2.0 dropped. They wanted to go in that direction and try to make it somewhat similar to theirs. And now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and look at the announcement Hunter posted in the Discord. I have an announcement to make. After much consideration, the staff team and I have decided not to continue with the launch of 4.0 and to schedule the end of life for Dashe as a sneaker bot. After nearly 5 years in this community, I and many others have lost the passion and motivation for sneaker botting that we once had. That passion allowed us to make many innovations and push boundaries I never thought possible, but unfortunately it doesn't last forever. As we got closer to 4.0 for release, some thoughts came up. Am I going to be completely satisfied with the performance of the bot? Do I want to commit to maintaining rapidly changing sites for many more months/years? Is the team even big enough and motivated enough to make and maintain the high quality of the bot we want? To me, the answer was clear. It's time to move on to something new. We will be turning off new subscriptions and start processing canceling active subscriptions soon. After all subscriptions have expired, we will begin to shut down the servers. We'll be testing a new AntiBot API to try to get best performance for remaining Yeezy supply drops. With all that being said, I want to thank you for every Dashe user over the years. My life would not be the same without all the things that I've learned and people I've met over the 5 years, from Deadass Splash to the ugly green Dashe 1.0 theme to the revolutionary 2.0 GUI and cookouts, and 3.0 absolutely destroying Yeezy supply for months. I thank you for all those great memories. After all this is done, I'll be open sourcing some of the tools I've created over the years to give back to the dev community that helped me out so much. Thank you all, and I hope you understand. So that's my first time reading this announcement in the entirety. I wanted you guys to get my first reaction on it. One of the things that Hunter mentioned was that he lost the passion and motivation to keep developing Dashe, and I knew this was going to come at some point. I actually thought it would come last year, especially with the performance of Dashe. There was a lot of pressure on them. They kept talking about 4.0 coming out, and I think all of us kind of realized that 4.0 was never going to come out, mostly because of how long it took. And when they were talking about implementing foot sites, I think that's when foot sites was just dying. And they talked about releasing retail sites to Dashe, but by the time they would have released it, PS5s are already kind of down the drain. There's a ton of retail bots on the market. It just kind of doesn't make any sense for them to jump into that, put a lot of time, and then keep developing it. So this definitely makes a lot of sense to me, and I understand where they're coming from. It's kind of just sad to see the reality of it actually come true. And the last thing I want to talk about for this announcement is they were talking about developing their new AntiBot solution for Yeezy supplies, so Dashe users can use it, I'm guessing, to the end of March, since there's going to be so many hype Yeezy releases. I think out of all the bots that I've covered on this channel and all the bots that I've seen close, this is by far the most logical and best way to do this, because it wasn't kind of all of a sudden. We already knew where this was going. They paused renewals a long time ago, which was the first sign of it, and even after him closing down Dashe, Hunter and the team is still trying to give us a good send-off by performing well on these last few drops on the Dashe lifespan. Even though I've been praising Dashe this entire time, one thing I do feel bad for is the users that didn't even get to see 4.0 and kept sticking around and paying this $50 renewal price just in hopes of getting 4.0 and a working bot. $50 a month was already extremely high for any renewal on any bot right now, and since Dashe was only hitting Yeezy supply, and Yeezy supply only drops like 1 to 2 shoes a month sometimes, there wasn't much room for you to make your money back after spending money on your proxies, on your bot, on your server, and all other expenses that you needed to get through first. I definitely wish they could have handled this better and they could have paused renewals a lot earlier than they did, or at least dropped the renewal price, or just give people the option to cancel like you did months after. I think they would have been handled a lot better and people wouldn't be as mad as they are right now. So as always, before we get out of here, let's go ahead and look at what Twitter had to say about Dashe closing down. So just scrolling through some of the tweets, I'm seeing a lot of thank you tweets. This one says, thanks for everything. Don't know where I'd be today without meeting you and the rest of Coppola back in 2016 to the next big thing. Oh, this one right below it says, if you ever been scammed by Dashe like myself by paying for the non-existent 4.0 software, which will now never see the light of day, use this template to charge back monthly dues. The 4.0 update was first teased in December 5th, 2020, so make sure you all go back if you were paying since then. Woo, boy, he is mad. This man actually drafted up a template for the chargebacks. Even in the message, it says sellers stopped working on 4.0 version of the software as it was promised and anticipated for over 1.5 years. He kept collecting monthly dues from thousands of users like myself. I would like to request a refund. Whew. Man, he is not playing. He even got the screenshot to show that he was teasing 4.0. So if we go ahead and do our math, I think it's about 14 months and then $30 a month. That's $420. Now let's say you weren't a lifetime user and you had a $50 renewal. That is 14 times 50, which is $700 on chargeback. And assuming most people are taking him seriously and actually charging back themselves, that is going to be a lot of chargebacks, considering that a lot of people have more monthly copies than they do have lifetime copies. This tweet right here says, I was a big believer, but the bot stopped working like a year ago and the secret community has nearly zero integrity. Another exit scam. What do you think was going to happen? And this person sold their key for $1,200 back on April 25th, 2021. This is our last tweet right here. It says, book you for your fake promises and rugging us after you decide to backdoor thousands of copies of Dashe for hundreds of thousands. I bet your gold bracelet and Tesla is nice, huh? Oh shit. No wonder your house got flooded during the storm karma. No, he's ODing. He's ODing. Nah, that's too much. Nah, that's way too much. So looking through all the responses, it looks pretty split to me. A lot of people are either really upset or people are praising and appreciating all the things that Dashe had done in the past. I'm kind of in the middle of both, especially because I have Dashe a long time ago. I've paid it off a long time ago within like 1 to 2 releases. But some people end up buying their copies for $1,300, $1,000, $900, and they didn't get to make their money back. And like I was saying before, if you're paying $50 a month and you're already $900 in the hole and you miss that one release that happens for you supply, then it's gonna take you even longer to pay it back. So I definitely understand everybody's frustration and their point of views. So now the big question is, after reading all these comments, is this an exit scam or is this just another case of a bot closing down? Please let me know in the comment section down below. I appreciate you guys sticking around. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below if it's an exit scam or just a bot closing down. Are you mad? Are you happy about Dashe closing down? Tell me what you're feeling in the comment section, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.